When you think of healthy cooking, I'm sure that steaming comes immediately to mind, right? But then you think, ugh, boring, tasteless. Not today. Today I've got a great steaming recipe. It's salmon and escarole, but we're flavoring it with some onion and garlic. It is gonna be far from boring. The first thing you need to do is squeeze about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Oh, so juicy. And then you take another lemon, just thinly slice it, 8 slices of lemon, because that's gonna be 2 per piece of fish, so let's see, 2, 4, 6, oh good, 8. And then 1 red onion. I have a new technique that I don't usually employ, but I'm gonna try it this time. Cut the onion in half and then peel off the skin. Is this easier and faster? Let's find out. People tell me it does. See, I'm not finding that it is. I mean, it's sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, if you ask me. I can tell you one thing about this onion. Very strong. I haven't even started cutting it yet, and I'm already crying. Thinly slice your onion too. And this is gonna be the base aromatics for your steaming salmon, giving it a lot of flavor to start off with, right? You don't have a red onion, don't feel the need to go out and buy a red onion just for this recipe. Use a regular onion. You could use a white onion, you could use a yellow onion. I really don't think it matters. I think either one would be fine. And then 2 cloves of garlic. These garlic cloves need to be thinly sliced too, just like the onion. You can add them right with the onion. They're both gonna saute together. So we're going to the stove for the first time in over a month. We have not had gas since Hurricane Sandy. All right, we're gonna cook now on a real stove. Yay! Did you miss it as much as we missed it? I have a Dutch oven here, which is kind of big, but you'll see why I need it later. I'm gonna start preheating it. Medium-high is good for starting off sauteing. Add a tablespoon of oil. I know, I should be measuring because this is low-fat cooking week, but you just can't control me. Add your onions and your garlic and saute them. You want them to get a little bit golden brown, so a little longer than normal, maybe about 8 minutes. While you're sauteing your onions and garlic, for ABP purposes, you can prep your escarole. I have 1 large head. If you can't get a large head, get 2 small heads. This is pretty dirty escarole, as you can see, so we're definitely gonna need to do a good wash on it. Just remove the core. Just keep cutting it. About 1-inch pieces are fine. It's gonna wilt down, so it doesn't need to be too carefully sliced. Then you can transfer it to a salad spinner, which is where I like to wash my greens. They don't need to get too dry because everything is steaming, so if the spinner's a little more full than normal, that's okay. Though, I suppose if it's too overcrowded, the dirt won't release from the escarole, so you might want to take that into consideration. You're probably gonna need to do it at least twice. It depends on how dirty your escarole is. Feel the bottom of your bowl. If there's grit left in the bottom, you need to do it again. If there isn't, you don't. Just shake off the excess liquid. These onions have wilted and are starting to turn a little bit golden brown, and so now we can start layering our escarole in there. And the moisture is gonna start letting it wilt a little, and now you see why we're using a Dutch oven. It's completely full to the top, which will not stay that way forever, but it does start that way. Add half a cup of water, maybe slightly less, only because the leaves were so wet. So I'm gonna do like 1/3 of a cup. It's already wilting down. Stir it once. I just don't want the onions in the bottom of the pot getting burnt. Even though there's water in there, I think, you know, it could happen. And then season it with a little bit of salt. I like to season in layers. I don't know about you. Now you can add your salmon. How pretty is that? It's gorgeous, right? And then a couple of lemon slices on top of each. Lemon juice will just stay in this bowl. We're gonna season at the end with lemon juice. But 2 slices of lemon on top of each salmon fillet, and that'll add flavor and also help keep the top moist. Want to season again? I do. Just cover it and cook it for 12 minutes or until the salmon is opaque. What do you think? Do you think it's done? I think it is. Oh yeah. I'm just squeezing the salmon a little bit between my 2 fingers, and it should like feel like it could break apart, but don't let it break apart. And then it's done. You're gonna season it with just a little bit of that lemon juice that you squeezed at the beginning. 1 to 2 tablespoons is all you need. And then just really carefully use the spatula to lift the salmon out. It's a little difficult because the pot is so deep, so do be careful, otherwise the salmon could break. You can season it with a little salt if you need to or want to. And then you have a 1-pot meal. Serve it up at your next diet-friendly dinner and be happy that you did, because it's got building flavor from the bottom up. The caramelized onion are gonna give a depth of flavor that is unexpected in a steamed dish, and I think you're really gonna like it. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, steaming isn't boring at all. It's amazing.